Good afternoon. I have the pleasure and the privilege of being selected to speak to you and to share with you some information on the Biodiversity Special Initiative, which has been developed within the framework of this Eye on the Earth Summit. Last year was the International Year for Biodiversity, and so we're very fortunate because a lot of attention was focused on painting a picture of the status of biodiversity, of the pressures on biodiversity, and our conservation responses to those pressures. And the context is summarized here behind me. Essentially, it's very simple. Over the last 40 years, biodiversity has been in continuous decline. The pressures on biodiversity have continuously increased. The only little bit of good news of the story is that, in fact, our conservation responses have also increased. And our friends here in the United Arab Emirates and others have been responsible for stepping up to the mark and contributing towards those efforts to improve conservation, for which we're very grateful. The challenge that we face is it's not actually to create a lot of new data. It's to unlock the data that we already have and bring that together to make sense of what we already know. And so this special initiative is very much about existing long-term data sets. Data sets that in some cases have been maintained and built over 30 or 40 years, but which are not yet effectively put to work for the purpose. We do need to harness new data where there are data gaps, and there are some potential easy wins, some low-hanging fruit in this regard, and one of those will be the collection of data from environmental impact assessments, which are done all over the world, and many of those are done by major corporations, and they're amongst the most detailed biodiversity information that are available, but they do need to be brought together. We have to do this in a way that is useful to decision makers. There's no point in just bringing data together for scientists. It has to be action-oriented, as we heard yesterday from colleagues at Microsoft Research. And most importantly, we need to do this without a new and additional bureaucracy. There are a number of opportunities here, and we intend to capitalize on those. As I've already said, this is very much about existing long-term data. Data does exist. We have the technology. We actually have the partnerships in place. And the demand, of course, is very clear. So in brief, what are we going to do? Well, this initiative is really about a union, if you will, of all those organizations who have long-term data. It's a very long list, and what we want to do without a new layer of bureaucracy, we don't need a new tax putting on us by trying to participate in some whole new initiative. What we want to do is empower the actors already involved to work with each other, to bring their data together, to make it interoperable, to integrate it, and to make it available. It's actually relatively simple, but what we need is some empowerment of the existing players. So this is our vision, a galaxy of interlinked, existing, very valuable data sets. There will be a wide range of partners involved in this initiative. We've just indicated a few on the screen to give you some idea of the scale. If your organization or an organization with which you are familiar is not on the list, please don't worry. It will be a very wide-ranging and encompassing and open framework, and we're very much looking forward to starting work. Thank you very much.